the woman he couldn't replace. A year after Nia and Isaiah married, Crowned by Nia became the center of a media storm no one saw coming. It started with a lawsuit. One Tuesday morning, Nia walked into headquarters expecting another routine executive meeting. Instead, her legal team stood frozen around the conference table, tension thick in the air. Her attorney slid a file toward her carefully. "You need to see this." Nia opened the folder slowly. At the top of the page was a familiar name: Danielle Carter, Marcus's ex-wife. Nia frowned. "Why is she suing my company?" Her attorney hesitated. "She's claiming emotional damages, public humiliation, and alleging that Crowned by Nia used her personal story without consent in your recent documentary campaign." Nia stared in disbelief. The documentary had highlighted Nia's journey through betrayal, grief, and rebuilding her life. Marcus was never named directly, but social media detectives had connected the dots immediately. Danielle had become the target of online ridicule overnight. "She wants $50 million, the attorney added quietly. Nia laughed once in pure disbelief. This can't be serious. But it was. Within hours, blogs exploded with headlines. Billionaire beauty mogul sued by ex-lover's former wife. Was Nia really the victim? Inside the triangle that built a billion-dollar empire, the internet turned vicious overnight. For the first time in years, Nia felt her peace slipping. Outside the building, paparazzi waited daily. Comment sections dissected every detail of her past. Old nightclub photos resurfaced. Former dancers sold fake stories to tabloids. Even Isaiah's company started receiving backlash from investors worried about negative publicity. Then things got worse. One evening, Isaiah came home unusually quiet. "What's wrong?" Nia asked. He loosened his tie, slowly before answering. "My board wants me to distance myself publicly from this situation." Nia froze. Isaiah immediately grabbed her hand. "I'm not leaving you." "But?" He sighed heavily. "They think the scandal could damage both our brands?" For the first time since marrying Isaiah, fear crept into Nia's chest. Not because she thought he would betray her, but because trauma remembered what love tried to heal. Meanwhile, Marcus watched the chaos unfold, helplessly. Danielle's bitterness had grown dangerous after the divorce. She blamed Nia for everything: the humiliation, the failed marriage, the years she unknowingly lived beside a man emotionally attached to another woman. Marcus knew the truth. He caused all of it. Late one night, Marcus showed up at Danielle's penthouse hoping to reason with her. "You need to stop this," he told her. Danielle laughed coldly while sipping wine. "Why?" she asked. "So she can continue living her fairy tale while I became the joke?" "You were never the joke." "Oh, please," Danielle snapped. "That woman took your heart before I ever got your last name." Marcus fell silent because denying it would have been a lie. Danielle's eyes hardened. "She won, Marcus. She got the love, the money, the image, the redemption story. And what did I get?" Marcus looked at her sadly. "A husband who was never honest." The words landed like a slap. Back at home, the pressure began affecting Nia and Isaiah's marriage. One night after another brutal news segment aired. Isaiah turned off the television in frustration. "You don't deserve this." Nia sat quietly on the couch. "Maybe this is the price for turning pain into profit." Isaiah immediately looked at her. "Don't do that." "Do what?" "Shrink yourself because people can't handle your success." Nia's eyes filled with tears she'd been holding back for weeks. I'm tired, she whispered. Every time I finally become happy, my past comes back demanding something from me. Isaiah walked over and knelt in front of her. Then let me carry some of it. Nia broke down, crying in his arms. For years, she survived alone. She still wasn't fully used to someone staying. Days later, the court case took another shocking turn when Marcus volunteered to testify publicly. The courtroom was packed with media the morning he took the stand. Danielle's attorney tried painting Nia as a manipulative woman who destroyed a marriage for financial gain. Then Marcus spoke, and the entire room went silent. Nia did not destroy my marriage, he said firmly. I did. Danielle stared at him in shock. Marcus continued. I loved Nia long before I got married. I lied to both women. I broke hearts because I lacked courage, honesty, and maturity. But Nia does not deserve to be punished for surviving what I put her through. The courtroom buzzed with whispers. Marcus looked toward Nia briefly. She loved me genuinely, he admitted quietly, and I failed her. For the first time in her life, Nia saw Marcus tell the full truth without protecting himself. Weeks later, Danielle quietly dropped the lawsuit. Public opinion slowly shifted back in Nia's favor. Isaiah's company recovered. Crowned by Nia, sales skyrocketed after women rallied around her story once again. But the biggest surprise came months later. Nia sat in her doctor's office, holding Isaiah's hand tightly while the doctor smiled across from them. Congratulations, she said warmly. You're having a baby. Nia froze completely. What? The doctor laughed softly. You're pregnant. Tears instantly filled Nia's eyes. After losing her daughter years ago, she had convinced herself motherhood might never happen for her. Isaiah kissed her forehead while crying beside her. And for the first time in decades, Nia allowed herself to believe something fully without fear ruining it. That night, standing on the balcony of their Atlanta home, Nia rested Isaiah's hand against her stomach. You know what's crazy? She whispered. What? All those years I thought Marcus was the love story. Isaiah smiled softly. And now? Nia looked up at the stars. He was just the lesson. And finally, life was giving her the love she no longer had to beg for. Please like, share, and subscribe.